Just because you're single doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Okay. Just because you're single doesn't mean you're defective or dysfunctional. No. It's just where you are.
What does it mean then?
It just means it's where you are in this moment in time. And that can change.
Hi, friend. It's Daryn. Welcome to Call Me Friend, brought to you by Miss Lou's Cabin, an Airbnb property on a remote section of the Georgia coast. This is the podcast where I call a friend and you get one heck of a good story. How are you feeling about love is the question today. Is there a worse time to be bah humbug about love than this month? I think not. But despair not, because I have something for you today that not only could give you hope, but some action steps of how you might turn things around. I like to say, if I found a guy and a husband, anybody can find a guy and a husband. I've made no secret of the fact that I was very late to finding love and a good guy. Basically, if there was a non-committal man in America, I found him and I dated him. And yet here I am, married and happy. I would say, if I look back now, in the year before I met Trent, there was this 3-step strategy that I was taking. I can't say I was completely believing in it, but I definitely was doing it. And I fully believe it led to me finding the right guy to marry, finally. And it's not just me. Today, I am calling a friend from high school. Let me tell you about Treva Brandon. Hands down, Treva was one of the most beautiful girls in high school. You would be hard pressed to find a guy in high school who wasn't absolutely in love with her. She just kind of has that the beauty, the personality, everything. And yet it also took Treva a really long time to find a good guy and get married. I think she even got married after I did. I'll have to ask her about that. Who better to call for great advice than the woman who took her journey, which is Treva, and she's turned it into a business. She now is a certified dating, relationship, and life coach. And she literally has written the book. When they say you could write the book, she wrote the book. It's called Done Being Single. Treva decided she was done being single, and she is. Best person to call for love advice. Also, for a new segment of the podcast that I am debuting today, it's called Asking for a Friend. When I take a question from you, something you would like some advice and guidance on, and we put it to a friend to help you out. For all of it, let's call Treva. This episode of Call Me Friend is brought to you by Miss Lou's Cabin, an Airbnb property on a remote section of the Georgia coast. Do you ever go to a beautiful resort area and you long to know what it looked like before they paved paradise and put up a parking lot? Well, now you have your chance. Miss Lou's Cabin sits on 7 private acres on a tidal saltwater marsh about 50 minutes south of Savannah, Georgia. It is a place so quiet you don't even hear road noise. Instead, what you will hear: pink spoonbills, wild dolphins feeding off your private dock, the breeze whistling through the Spanish moss that hangs from the countless oak trees all over the property. The porch overlooking the marsh is the perfect place to hang with family, read a zillion books, catch the sunrise, all while you stay in a restored log cabin that has all the comforts and amenities of a beautiful home. Miss Lou's Cabin. Check out the link in the show notes or simply Google Miss Lou's Cabin and you'll find this piece of paradise. We've been doing this since high school, but isn't there a whole thing that goes with it? Like after the T and the D?
Oh, I don't know. I remember we had some song parodies or second time around.
All right. Why we didn't have a big musical career? I don't know.
Yes. And we handed off a lot of batons. So I guess, stick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. To explain, because we were on the track team.
Yes.
And just to be clear, a few things about Treva. We were both on the track team. Treva was very, very fast. I was a very successful junior varsity 4th place athlete. You were good. You really had running talent.
Not,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
okay. I had some moments.
Fast.
Okay.
Yes, just own it. Own it.
Okay, I'll own it. All right.
Yes. Also, can we own your beauty and popularity and how every single boy in high school was absolutely in love with you?
Okay. I'll own that too. All right.
I don't even know if you would even remember this. And I'm not gonna name the name because I don't completely remember his name, but I also wouldn't. We went to dinner one night. I mean, we went to dinner a lot of nights, but one night you and I were going out and some guy came with us. And we went to like a little Italian restaurant on Pico or something, like that part of Westwood. And we were all there allegedly as friends. But at the end of the meal, the boy says, well, I'm going to pay for myself. I'm going to pay for Treva. But Daryn, you have to pay for yourself.
Oh, shit. I don't remember that.
I do
not remember.
But that is an example of how like a boy would be in love with you.
Who was that boy? Do we remember?
Was it Richard somebody?
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't nice.
That wasn't nice.
Clearly, I was scarred for life. That it's like still you remember.
Here. And I tried to block it out, and I did. I blocked it out.
You blocked it out.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
And yet, even with all the popularity and all the boys loving you, you and I share something in common that it took us forever and a day and a week to find like the good guy and get married. So what happened on your end?
Well, so I stayed single, as you know, for a really long time. And half of the time it was single by choice.
Really?
And yeah. I was just not ready. No way, no how in my 20s and 30s. And then,
wait, so when you say by choice, it was by choice, like you would say to a guy, I'm not, no, or you would say, oh, you would just like pick bad guys. You didn't stay home.
I didn't stay home, and I did date. I dated a lot. And I just I wasn't the settling down type.
Okay.
It took me a long time to just slow down and settle down. And so I wasn't in a hurry, and I was a little bit of a runaway girlfriend.
So you were the non-committal one.
Yes.
Okay.
But
eventually.
Until I wasn't.
Yes.
And that changed in my early 40s.
Okay.
So I had a biological
it was a biological clock. Okay.
Moment. And it really blindsided me. Because, like I said, I just wasn't. I was always under the impression it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just, of course, it's going to happen.
It being a baby or it being a guy and a baby?
Okay, marriage and baby.
Yeah.
You know, of course, it's going to happen, and when it happens, it happens. Well, it wasn't happening. And again, through my 20s and 30s, I was okay with that. I was sort of experimental. I was in discovery mode. I just was having a great time. And there was no way I could just stop. I just didn't know who I was and what I wanted until I did. So then the clock goes off. And then I freak out and realize, shit, I forgot to get married. I forgot to get married. I forgot to have a baby. And that's kind of when things started to pick up. The desire, the need, the hurry, the rush, the panic. And then that's when my timing it was like, I couldn't find a guy to save my life. There was nobody. It was just, everybody in my dating pool was sort of newly divorced or recently separated. And no way did they want to get back in. You know, they were where I was.
Let alone back in and get a baby.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
No, that was like, I just had the worst timing. And so it was during the 40s that the struggle really began. And then towards the end of the 40s, when I realized this is not happening, I am not marriage material. I am going to give up. That's it. Goodbye, marriage.
So you did give up.
Oh, I gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave up. But I didn't give up on love. And I didn't give up on myself, and I didn't give up on the possibility that, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like I just waved the white flag and said, goodbye, I'm done. I'm going into retreat. I'm going to just, hibernate for the rest of my life. No, I didn't. I stayed out there and I continued to date, but marriage was off the table. And as soon as I released that I call it the death grip.
I mean, it's almost cliche, right? As soon as I give up,
Yes.
that's when I meet the guy. It's the
Yes.
people who are going through fertility. As soon as I stopped trying, then I got pregnant. But you can't fake it. You can't fake give up.
No. It's got to be organic.
Yeah.
It's got to be, you got to be tired and just done. And I was done with the search. I was done with keeping hope alive. That was very, at times, demoralizing. And so I realized for my own sanity and mental health, I just had to kind of come to grips with the fact that I was going to be single for the rest of my life. And that was okay. And that's when I met Robbie.
And you met Robbie how?
We met on Facebook, sort of casually, because he went to Beverly, but he was...
I mean, that's the weirdest thing. Like, you kind of met the boy next door after all that. In a way. I mean, he's older, so it's not our same crowd, right?
Yes.
Like, it's people who know people who know people. It's layers. But he did go to our same high school, just not the same era as we did.
Correct. And we had a ton of mutual friends. As you know, the Beverly community is a tight-knit network of people. Well, I saw him on many different posts, and he saw me, and that's how we originally kind of caught each other's eye, I guess. And then he reached out in a private message in regards to, out of concern for a mutual friend of ours that was going through some problems, had some issues.
Green flag, a guy who's reaching out to care about somebody else.
Yes. A good friend.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a good friend. Yes.
And that was what I got from the whole exchange. I was not interested. I didn't want to flirt. I was just going through a breakup. I couldn't be bothered. But, I said to him at the end of our little text exchange, you are a good friend. And so-and-so is lucky to have you because you care. Mental note, okay, you're a nice guy. So when I was about to turn 50, realizing, no wedding for me.
Yes.
I'm going to have a big party. I'm going to have a big 50th birthday. And I did. And I invited a ton of people, and I invited Robbie because, mental note, good guy, nice person, good friend. And he showed up, and we went on a date the following week.
Wait, so you actually brought your own present to your 50th birthday?
I did.
Without even knowing it.
No, correct. I had no idea. This guy walked in.
Wait, so you were inviting him like let's check him out in person, or inviting him like, oh, this is good energy to have around. This is what I'm creating with my Yes.
Good energy, nice guy. Why not? Come one, come all. I was a more the merrier. I am a more the merrier person.
Yes, you are. You always have been.
I'm an only child. No siblings. My friends are my people. Yeah. They are my sisters and my tribe.
Yep.
So I said, hey, I'm having this birthday party. I'm turning 50. You want to come? And he showed up. And so that's when we laid eyes on each other. And as sweet as I thought he was going to be. And then we went on a date the following week. And then, long story short, we got engaged 6 months later. And there you go.
Here we are.
Almost 12 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, the ironic thing is, again, we share a lot in common, but one thing we share in common is finding love late.
Yes.
We're the ones who are married. Like, we're the married ones, and everybody who got married is not everyone who's divorced, but like a lot of people who we were always the single ones.
Yes.
Oh, look, there he is. He's crashing.
Here he is. Say hi.
We're saying hi, Robbie. We're saying nice things about you. Oops, we just lost her. Momentarily interrupted by the husband.
Yeah, those husbands.
Yeah. When we were single, we didn't have to worry about things like husbands just walking in front of cameras. Yes.
Disruptions. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I do. Let me ask you about the man you picked and the man you married. Would you have dated him, let's say, 10 years before you met him?
Yeah.
You would have?
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like you changed the kind of guy that you were looking for or wanted or like adjusted?
No. I just was not. I met, to be honest, I met great guys. I did. I have a good picker. That wasn't the problem. It wasn't them. It was me. So even if I did meet him 10 years earlier, actually, I probably would have been ready, because by like 45-ish, 42, 3, 4, 5 were really tough years for me. Those were the years I was trying to get pregnant too. So, yeah, I would have dug him then. And maybe had he come into my life then, we would have been married already. But okay, you know how the universe works and divine timing.
Here we are. Here we are. Because I'm pretty clear, if I had met Trent 10 years before, I probably would not. I might have gone on one date with him, but I wouldn't have gone another date. And again, well, first of all, I think he was married, so that would have been awkward.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been strange. But but I mean, the person who was available,
Yes.
I had to learn to appreciate a different kind of person and be ready for a different kind of person. Then I would say my picker was, I did not have a good picker. I had a great radar for there was a non-committal man in America. Zoop, I could find him and fall for him.
Yes, I feel you. That was
You've
a little
gone through that.
Well,
phase
yes.
A little bit?
Yeah, because I'm such a sort of competitive, challenge-oriented person, and I'm not a quitter, and there's a lot about me that's still an athlete, you know? I don't give up, and I like a challenge, and I don't like, you know, being told no, and I hate rejection. I mean, there's all these things that I think gave me survival skills to be single for as long as I was, because I sort of have that athlete mentality, and I can deal with pain and suffering and all those things. So yes, I did tend to, and by the way, the more desperate you get, right? The worse your choices become. I did not have that going for me. I turned into someone I didn't recognize towards the end, because I had become, marriage had become so out of reach. It was so unobtainable that it was messing with my head. And then I started, you know, thinking, oh, I can change this guy. I can make him love me. I can make him want me. This is a challenge for the ages. I'm going to make this guy get remarried and have a baby. No, you can't do that. You just can't. So, Robbie, yes, I would have liked him, but too bad he didn't come into my life then. But here we go. You know, again, there's a level, and I tell this to all my friends, of acceptance and surrender that you have to include into your search for love. You must release the grip. Okay.
And these ideas, to even extend the athletic coaching analogy, you have now turned into a coach. You are actually helping people. When someone says they wrote the book, like, you literally wrote the book. You took your experience and your success, and you, instead of keeping it for yourself and just going off into the world, you have decided to share. How did you get to that point?
It just was a total natural for me. If you Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hour rule, okay. I mean, I don't know if it's real. I'm going to think it's real in my case. Okay. I dated for 10,000 hours. I think I went on 10,000 dates. So I have all this wisdom. I have all of this information and lived experience. And boy, has it come in handy. I mean, I was miserable at times being single, as is everybody. That's human, you know, the human response.
Can be lonely.
I was very good at it. Again, only child. I was sort of prepared for it. Did I like it at times? No, but I just powered through it, and here I am, and I have all this stuff that I want to share with people.
I have a good story when you know you've dated too many people.
Yes.
Ready for this? So this goes back a while, but I was out with some girlfriends in Atlanta one night, and we were at a booth in some restaurant in Buckhead, and a guy came over to the table, and my friend across the table said, "Oh, Daryn, this is so-and-so. Have you met?" And I said, "No, I don't think we've met." And he said, "Actually, we used to date." You know, you've dated.
Okay. If I had a dime for every time, oh, it's awkward. It's so uncomfortable. I went to a birthday party and I'm at the buffet line and the guy says, Treva, how are you? Like really intimate, like he knows me. I said, good, thanks. He said, yeah, remember when we went, he just assumed I knew who he was and started naming all these dates we went on and we went here. Remember that? Remember we did this and I don't know who this guy is. And, it was, a lot of that happens, not nice guys. But, and also I live in the town where, I was single. So it happens a lot.
That's true.
I do run into
former people.
Yes.
Former people. To be fair, in my case, the guy had gained a considerable amount of weight. And I think I only went out once or twice with him and it had been a blind date. But yeah, you've dated too many when that happens.
I mean, this is stuff that just makes great fodder and great stories. And it makes you sort of richer and deeper. Just your whole experience, all those years being single, all of the one-offs and the non-starters and the relationship fails, right? And all the broken hearts and the heartache. Okay. It sucks while you're going through it. But when you get on the other side of it, okay, you look back and you go, I mean, yay me, number one, right? I did it. And you don't even have to wait till you've achieved something. You can pat yourself on the back right now because you're going through it.
Oh, because you're going through it. Because you're showing up.
Because you're single.
You're showing up.
Because right. Because you're making it. Yeah. You're single and you're owning it and you're not apologizing for it and you're not making excuses. I'm telling you, I have my finger on the pulse of the modern dating culture. And it's pretty grim. So
even with all the apps and matchmakers, because of the apps that I think it's expediting burnout and bitterness and cynicism, and people are pissed and they're tired. And I understand apps have really expedited all that. So anybody that comes to me, I'm in awe of. Good for you. And then we sort of start the program. We find out what you're looking for and what your goals are. And I kind of take you through the paces, much like a trainer. I like to call action
myself
items of things to do. Yes.
I am an accountability coach, for lack of a better word, motivation mentor, trainer for the other areas of your life. And so, because I find that dating has a lot to do with personal growth.
Right.
And really, at the end of the day, if you don't have those sort of elements in place, and they're really basic, they're just the fundamentals of healthy self-esteem, it's going to be a little heavier of a lift. I have realized in all of my years of dating that more than confidence, more than charisma, more than having good looks, the thing that really tells me you're going to succeed is if you have conviction. Okay.
Conviction that you're going to find somebody.
That you have in yourself.
Yes.
That I have conviction. I believe in myself. I believe that I'm a good partner. I believe I have what it takes. I believe I'm enough. I believe that's conviction about yourself. And that to me is kind of the fundamental place where we start. And then if it's not there, we build it.
Okay. So it's not about, he's not out there. It's about what's happening in here is really what you're saying. It's both.
It's both.
But yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, just because you're single doesn't mean you're broken. Just because you're single doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Okay. Just because you're single doesn't mean you're defective or dysfunctional. No. It's just where you are.
What does it mean then?
It just means it's where you are in this moment in time. And that can change. Okay. But certain things I think have to be in place. And I do believe you can create your own luck. And I do believe you can create your own opportunities. I'm very, very sure of this. You just combine human effort. You have to make an effort.
You can't stay at home on your couch.
Nope. Nope. You gotta, if you want to attract people, you have to work on being attractive. Okay. And the better you are as a person, the better you will attract. So there is, sure, we all could be tweaked a little bit. Everybody can. Why not? It's like having a trainer. Can you get in better shape? Sure. Yes. This is why we hire a trainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you do your part. And then the rest, as I mentioned, is really surrender. It's letting go. It's staying open to the unlikely, to the unexpected. You have to leave room for that. Otherwise you will be, it's like, the death grip, right? You got to loosen, because you cannot control people. You can't, by the sweat of your brow, make someone love you. It's
no, that's true.
Right.
Oh, you won't love me. I'll convince you. Does surrendering mean or include this relationship might not look like you think it's going to look like?
100%.
And how hard is that to get people to let go of?
It's hard because apps have trained us, warped our minds actually into thinking there's someone better. I'm just one swipe away from someone more perfect. Okay. No, you're not. You're really not. So this is the paradox of choice, right? When you've got so many options, you just can't choose, and you can't. You're just paralyzed. Not when we were dating, when you and I were dating. We didn't know when our next date was going to come.
Right. Well, let's be clear. You and I actually never dated each other.
Yeah, too bad. Because
too bad. There was a loss.
You're awesome.
Well,
I know
you are. But I have conviction.
When you and I were single, we didn't have apps. Maybe on the tail, end, right? The tail end of my single life, online dating,
when the apps were coming on. Yeah. Is Robbie does he fit the package of what you thought you would end up with?
Yes. You know what? He checks off so many boxes. I would say his most winning quality that stuck out the most for me is that he was direct. He did what he said he was going to do. He followed through. He was consistent. That meant something to me.
Isn't that crazy that that's like the standout thing? Like that should just be.
Yeah, no. It's difficult to date guys of a certain age, and I'm going to say that certain age is probably like early 40s to early 50s. To me, that was, whoa. Those are tough years for anybody being single. But the good news is people in that age range, for some reason, are super motivated.
I want to go back to this idea of surrender. For some people, that's going to lead to the word settle. You have to, I don't want to have to settle. And what's your opinion on settling?
I actually think settling is really a strong move. Settling on someone, not settling for. That sounds kind of pitiful. I'm settling on this car. I've been looking and looking. I'm settling on this one. I like it. It drives well. I like the way it looks. Done. Here we go. That's settling on. That's saying, you know what? I'm exhausted. This might be as good as it get, and it's good. It's good. So, I dig settling. I think it's important because good enough needs to be good enough sometimes, or else you'll be searching forever. And settling doesn't have to be desperate. It can be really decisive.
And then when you settle on, it becomes what you decide that it is. Like, this is good enough, and this is what we are going to make together, and this is what I choose.
Yeah.
And I think it was Wayne Dyer who had the saying that when you change the way you think about something, the thing changes what it is, right?
Of course.
And so when you decide that this is your person, then that becomes a whole different thing than, I don't know.
Being decisive is deliberate. It's a conscious choice. No one's forcing you. You're not pathetic. You are making a decisive move. And and you say, I believe in this person. And of course I believe in me, and let's see where this thing goes.
Well, this is where this podcast is going right now. I have chosen you for the debut of my new segment, and it's called Asking for a Friend. Okay, so the idea is that somebody writes in with a question or problem, and then the friend who I've called, we're going to give them some advice. Okay. So are you ready? So I have this one, the first asking for a friend.
Yes.
Today. Okay.
Yes.
So this is from a woman we'll call Tracy.
Okay.
And she says, I've been feeling, and so single, I've been feeling pretty dubious about any sort of personal life working out for me. I'm 41, single, no kids. I've had serious relationships in the past and was engaged at one point before things became a dumpster fire. Sounds familiar.
Okay.
It's been tough trying to be positive and motivated when it feels like so many factors are working against me as a woman at this age. Again, she's 41. I'm not sure how to go about retaining hopes to meet a good partner or having a family life of my own. I am thankful to be financially independent and self-reliant, but I do feel at a heavy crossroads with an annoying mistrust of my instincts or intuition about what kind of future to envision. All right, let's ask for that friend. What would you say to Tracy?
Tracy, first of all, I'm not in your shoes, but you say you have a bunch of factors working against you. I don't believe that. I just don't. I'm sorry. That's sort of a narrative, a negative narrative you're telling yourself. Those are some serious limiting beliefs. I would also say, Tracy, my darling, you're in your head too much, girl. You got to get out of your head. Okay. You can't, there's a moment where you just have to let go. And this is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Put in the effort, stay on the apps, look good, for you, if anything, just do it for you. Mm-hmm. And then, we wait and see what comes back to us. So I really believe that, as you are looking for love, as you're looking for love, love is looking for you too. So you got to you kind of have to let love find you too, right? It's not a one-way street. And please, you're 41 years old.
She's a baby.
You have, oh my God, so many opportunities, and the world, I know this is cliche, but it really is your oyster. You make of it what you want. You can meet as many people as you want, online or off. I really do believe that. All it takes. And by the way, I should mention, people are super lonely right now.
Yeah.
I think, and you know that. They're super isolated. I think people appreciate being acknowledged. I think that, people, they don't even leave their homes. People can go days and days without seeing another human being. To strike up a conversation with someone in line at Starbucks is like, who does that? So Tracy, you're not, all is not lost. And I'm here. I think
we need to send, we need to send Tracy your book. Tell me about your book.
It's called Done Being Single, A Late Bloomer's Guide to Love. And here it is.
You gonna go get it? Yeah.
Is it backwards?
Beautiful. No, it's good. It's good. It doesn't say Enod being eggless. Okay. It says Done Being Single. Yeah.
Okay. It's a self-help memoir.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you how I did it, my beginnings, how I dealt with extended single life, what I learned. It's fun. I've got some fun dating stories, and I got to tell you, Dee, you and I, we need to go out to dinner. You and I need to, because the stories, right? The people you met are so, right? You could write a book. You and I could write a book on the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
Okay. But it made you who you are today.
It did.
That's what I'm saying.
And it
right?
made me a better wife today, I would say.
Yes.
But I also know I wasn't ready. Like, I'm glad this all came for me after like the height of my CNN career. Like that, I explained to Trent, he wouldn't have wanted to be married to me then. It wasn't even a matter of, I can't plan our next vacation. I can't tell you if I'm going to be here to pick the kids up at 2:00 because that job had to be everything. Like that had to be my lover, my priority, all those things. And I know there's women who do it. I know there's women who are married and have kids and do that. I mean, God bless them. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done any of it well.
Okay. So you meet Trent.
Mm-hmm.
He's divorced with,
long divorce.
He's a single dad.
Single dad. His first wife had passed away.
And I'm
so
sure
he was really a single dad.
Okay.
Like he was it.
And did you resign yourself to, okay, I'm of an age now where I'm probably going to meet a single dad? And was that okay for you?
No. Well, first of all, interestingly, somehow I went through this whole dating thing for decades and decades and had never really dated somebody with kids. I don't know how I managed that. But here I was. This is a guy, not only does he have a kid, I mean, he has a kid. I will tell you, this is my proof that I had surrendered. I was so like, I'm going to be single forever, that when I met him and realized that he was a single dad, I thought that was so hot. I thought, oh, that's so great because he's busy with this kid Monday through Friday. I'll only see him on the weekends and I'll have Monday through Friday to myself. And I thought that was an amazing trait. Little did I know, I had actually met a man who was the most ready to be committed man in America. And he was all about, oh no, we're seeing each other every day. And this is a marriage track. And if that's not what you want, then that's not what we're doing.
Wasn't that refreshing?
It was refreshing, but it was like an adjustment.
Uh-huh.
I mean, early on, we had not taken a first trip together and we were out to dinner. And I said, oh yeah, like maybe, we'll date for a long time. And maybe like in 7-8 years when Kendall goes off to college and we'll live together. And then like that was going to be enough. And he looked at me and he said, that's really how you see this going? Then let's call it now. We're done. We're done.
Wow.
Like,
wow.
Let's not take that trip. That's not what I'm interested in. If you are interested in being that casual, then absolutely not. And so it was me who had like complained about only finding non-committal guys. Like I had to do a big adjustment. But that was going to be enough. I was the queen of crumbs. And so I had decided that crumbs was what I was looking for. And here I got what I like to say, the whole pizza kind of guy. He's like, oh no, we're doing the whole pizza or we're not doing it at all.
Oh my gosh. That's what I'm saying that's how you know it's real. When someone is not reticent or they don't, as I say in the book, they don't drive with the brakes on.
Yeah, no, there were no brakes.
And I had a lot of those.
Guy.
I had a lot of those and it was demoralizing after a while.
Yeah.
So now you step into, you know where this is going. You're on the marriage track. Whoa, stepmotherhood. Hello.
Well, no. So I was never a stepmom. So because Kendall's bio mom wasn't there, we were always clear. I was always clear that I was 100% in and actually kind of started acting like that from the beginning, even when we weren't married and living in separate houses. I was doing school pickup and I was always clear that it was 100%. I don't know, and I say this with all due respect for everybody who is a stepmother, I would not want to be a stepmother.
Yeah.
I am the second mother. We honor Carrie, who was the first mother.
Right.
But the day that Trent proposed to me, I proposed to Kendall. And I said, if you want, I would like to legally adopt you. And we did that a few months after we got married. And so it was, I never had to have brakes on for motherhood either. But even that was a timing thing, so her first mom had passed away. There was still like 3 years in between when that happened and when we met. And Trent is and was a phenomenal father, even as a single father. That's kind of what he was put on this earth to do. But he was a father, right? And he ran kind of a tight ship. And I'm frankly more fun. And a girl gets to a point where she would want a mom, right? It just kind of, it was the right time. It was the right time for that. So
you're so equipped. I've been watching your journey. And, as everybody who's been watching knows, we've known each other for 45 years since high school. I've known you such a long time. I've always known you to be such a capable, competent, serious person. Solid. I would say you are solid. Everything is you bring to the table. And it makes you that much more compelling.
Thank you. Thank you. And to the point we were talking about before, that it might look different than you thought. So we have Kendall, and then I'd signed up for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and then that little girl came to live with us. So
Right.
That's the way that I ended up married with 2 kids. In 1,000 years, I could not have written that story. But I completely believe that this is where everybody was supposed to end up. That these 4 people, that man and these 2 children, this was the family that was meant. And for all those tears and all those lonely times and all those heartbreaks, you could have told me this was coming, but I wouldn't have believed it in 1,000 years.
No, not in 1,000 years. But somehow, yes, it feels sort of destined, right? Like this
it kind of does.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had my own kids, and yeah, I wish I had gotten an earlier start. I do. I'd be lying if I said that it doesn't pull at my heart. Because I think I would have been an awesome mom. But hey, it wasn't in the cards. And yes, you have to, your journey timeline is going to be different than everybody. To share your life with someone is just it's beautiful. I never realized how gorgeous it is until I didn't even live. I think you and I are similar.
I never lived. Nope, never lived with anybody from the time I graduated college till the time we moved in.
Yeah.
And in fact, when we got engaged, we got married 3 weeks later because his lease was up in the house he was renting, and we were going to move in, and we were very clear that we were raising these 2 little girls and that we didn't want to live together. So we ran up to a waterfall in North Carolina, hired an officiant, and got married so that when we did move in together, we were actually married.
Yes. So kind of same here. Never lived with anyone.
Yep.
Never cohabitated. And then Robbie was living in downtown LA at the time, and I was living in Beverly Hills, and he said, "Hey, do you want to move in?" This was at the 6-month point. In order for me to uproot, I kind of said to him, I would need I didn't say put a ring on it, but I sort of intimated that I would need a commitment. And then that's how he ended up proposing. And then when he proposed, Jesus Christ, I had never heard those words. So I'm like, what did you say? What is that language?
Do it again?
He had to ask me, repeat it, because I did not believe it. I did not believe that someone was finally asking me to marry him.
Well, I love this chapter of your life. It's not, I don't want to say the end of your story. It's an ongoing story. And I love the hope that you provide, and I love the service that you're giving. And we will definitely link to the book down in show notes so people can get even more in depth with you, and link to a website and all those things so they can find you, so we can get more people to a happy place. But like I said at the beginning, if Treva and I can find a guy, anybody can find a guy.
Yeah. Do not give up. Don't. You got to stay in it. You got to be in it to win it. So to all of you that are just sort of teetering on the brink of giving up or hopelessness, that's okay. You go there. You can go there, but just come back.
Yes.
Just come back.
Feel the feel.
And I will say this: don't be surprised if you do give up and you quit, that you will meet someone, because that is when it happens. I'm sorry. I know people hate to hear that. Oh, it happens when you least expect it. Well, guess what? It does. Sorry.
It's true. It is so true. Thank you so much. You're a champion forever. Love the chance to talk with you, and we'll talk soon. Happy Valentine's.
Honey, back at you. I'm just so happy for you and your life and your kids and your extended world. It's just a beautiful thing. And God bless what you're doing. Hello, friends. I just want to say one thing. The world needs friends. The world needs you to be a friend. And if you are a friend or have a friend, you are an unsung hero. Friends got me through the darkest of days. They are lifesavers. They're a pain in the ass.
But they're family too.
But they are, and and everybody, please stay connected. Do not get so isolated that you lose touch with your humanity, for God's sakes, please.
There you go. Great little piece of advice to end it all. Thank you, T.
Thanks, Dee.
Thanks,
Mwah.
Treva.
Love you.
Thank you.
All right, babe.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Such a good, inspiring talk with my friend Treva. But I realize I didn't get a chance to get in what I think is my practical steps. Okay, so the thing that I did, I believe I kind of created this thing where you create a list, 3 different lists. This is if you're looking for somebody. The first list, it's like that traditional list you always read in magazines. Everything, I'm just going to make it a guy. Everything you think you want in a guy. He's got to be 6'10". He has to have 1 blue eye, 1 green eye, dance backwards, whatever. You get very, very specific. Don't let anybody say that you're too picky. Okay, that's list 1. List 2 is, what does this relationship look like? What are you going to do? Are you going to spend 24/7 together? Are you only going to see each other on weekends? Are you going to plant a garden together? Are you going to have 10 kids? Are you going to travel the world? What are these things that you're actually going to do together? What does this relationship look like? And then the third list, and this is where the magic happens. The third list is about you. It's about when you're going to picture this. You are going to picture when you are in a happy, healthy, supportive relationship. What do you look like at your highest self? What's your best top self? And Treva was kind of alluding to something like this. But here's the magic of that third list. There's 2 parts to that. The first is, you don't have to wait for the guy to show up to start being her. You get to start working on being her right away. And then it's also the magic key of how you know who the right person is. It's the person who sees that version of you and is there to support that and loves that version. So as you move through the world, whether it's meeting people or on dating apps or whatever, that's the level that you are rating this person to. If they don't meet that, if they're not supporting your highest version of yourself, well, then you move on. Kind of like looking for a couch. If you didn't find the couch at Macy's, you're moving on to the next place. And then the final little piece is, you make a deal with yourself that he is on the way. And if he's on the way, then there really is no stress, because if you go on a date and it's not the guy, it doesn't matter. You keep going and he eventually shows up. But I'll say this about that third list. Trent, who I'm married to, like I said with Treva, I dated a lot of guys, and there were people who might have been richer, taller, whatever, all these ERs. Nobody ever saw me and my highest self and supported my highest self like Trent does. And that's what makes him just the best match possible for me, truly. Also, one more thing about that third list, it makes the other 2 lists so you don't really care. Because when you have that person who's supporting your highest version of yourself, it doesn't matter if he's 6'10" and has 1 blue eye or 1 green eye and dances backwards. All that stuff kind of just becomes interesting details. That's what I got. Start working on your 3 lists. Also, how about supporting our new segment, Asking for a Friend? I would love to know what you would like me to ask a friend. You can get your question to me so many ways. You can call me, first of all. I have a phone number. It is 912-766-0446. You can leave a message. You can text me. You can leave a comment below wherever you're listening to this podcast. You can send me an email, Daryn@darynkagan.com. I'm really easy to find. I would love to ask for a friend. I would love to hear from you. And if this is a hard Valentine's Day, and if this is a hard season of love, just know I'm thinking about you. I have been there. And if you can't believe today, I believe love is on the way. I believe that, friend. I really do. Chat soon. You've been listening to Call Me Friend. Executive producers for the show are Daryn Kagan and me, Daryn Kagan. The show is produced by Produce Your Podcast and Journeyist Inc. Production by Abe Falek, Tammy Gagno, and Rob Paw.
Before you go, Call Me Friend is more than a podcast, it's a community. So head over to callmefriendpodcast.com to join the conversation. Or you can call or send a text to 912-766-0446, and you can leave Daryn a message there, or maybe even share a story of your own. Because when life gets real, you don't have to go it alone. Call a friend. Call this friend.